welcome to Oh Bella ASMR. Welcome. Hello, my beautiful viewers. Hello, my beautiful subscribers. I am Bella, and this is All Bella ASMR. I do 2 videos a week, one heartbeat and one just random video. If you enjoy my videos, feel free to consider liking, sharing, subscribing, or even commenting. Your feedback is so appreciated. I love interacting with my viewers. Let's get started. So, in the holiday festivities of October, which is one of my favorite months, I thought I'd do another Reddit series, but this one I'm going to try to find like the scariest ones. Again, I just want to remind you guys, I don't read this in advance because I like to react with you. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I think I found a few of them. I'm just going to read as many as I can, and I will pick out my favorite ones. So this one's kind of creepy. And this, again, I am a Reddit user. If you guys want to find me, my handle is All Bella ASMR, or my subreddit, I think it's called. Okay, guys, so I'm currently sitting in my room in my same little corner in what feels like is the dark, but my ring light actually does not allow it to get that dark in here. So I hope this looks like a little bit of a creepy, gloomy change for you guys. The story that I initially wanted to read actually was removed, so I don't know. Shadow figures. Heads up, my anxiety is really high, so I'm going to try to use this as therapy to read it very slow for you. I hope you enjoy. If I look down, it's because I'm reading. Ever since I was young, I would see these figures. They were tall, all black, like pitch black. They had characteristics like a human, a head, legs, arms, hands, but no face. They had no hair or anything. They didn't wear clothing. It was like tall black shadows moving around. I could only see them in the corners of my eyes, but it was as if I was directly looking at them. Sometimes they talked, but after a while, I would forget what they said. They usually were multiples of them at a time. I would cry and try to hide, but there was always a weird atmosphere where it was always fear. I couldn't control my emotions. It was like I didn't have control over my mind. I talked to my counselor about it, but he said it was my anxiety, so he just threw pills at me like it would help. But they still come in when I'm alone. It's like they follow me everywhere. At school, at home, at a restaurant. There's no break from them. I'm trying to find out what they are because I have no idea. I've moved houses, but they still come no matter where I am. If you have any idea, please tell me. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna freak myself out for you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna read one that makes me kind of creeped out. But it's all in the spirit, right? In the spirit, in the holiday spirit. Contacting an angry spirit while using a Ouija board. When I was a teenager, I agreed to babysit for a woman. My I'm assuming they're saying my mom worked with. She had 2 twins daughters around 11. She had a pair of twin daughters around 11 years old. After the parent left, one of the girls asked if I wanted to play a board game. I said yes, thinking it was a normal board, like Monopoly. But the girl came out with a Ouija board. Now, I was kind of in shock when I saw it. I was raised in Wiccan. I was never not really into religious as a teenager. Actually, I found it somewhat embarrassing, as the other kids at school called me the witch. But my grandmother was very devoted to it. And one of her big rules was no spirits. Ouija boards, my grandmother was always very much against them. She called them the devil's doorway. She said the Ouija boards do not communicate with good spirits, just bad ones. Even if the spirits present itself as a good, do not believe it. Spirits can and will lie, even going as far as to pretend to be a loved one. So I was very much uncomfortable in this moment, but I didn't want to ruin the girls' fun, so I agreed to play. We got everything set up. We sat around the board and one of the girls asked, "Is anybody there?" Nothing. "Does anyone want to talk?" Nothing. "Are there any spirits in this house?" That's when the pointer started to move. Now at this point, I didn't really buy into it. I figured one of the girls was moving him. And again, I didn't want to ruin their fun. The girl asked the spirit how they died. "Do not do this. You're not supposed to do this." That's in parentheses, by the way. The board wrote out car. The girl then asked the spirit what the name was, and it spelled out the name Elliot, which was the name of my best friend who passed away 2 years before in a car accident. Like I said, up until this point I believed the girls were moving the board for fun, but there was no way the girls would know or would have known about Elliot. I was shocked. I was spooked. At this point, remembering what my grandmother told me about the board, only connecting with bad spirits, not good ones, and they have no problem pretending to be someone else. So whoever the spirit was, it wasn't Elliot. I was freaked out at this point, and I was getting late. And it was getting late, so we ended the game and I sent the girls to bed. After the game was put away, the girls were in bed. I sat to watch TV till the parents got home. I had been about 30 minutes since the girls went to bed when the TV turned on by itself. I turned it on and it got back off and repeatedly did so. I'm not reading this incorrectly, like the grammar's not very good. While trying to figure out what was wrong with me with the TV, I heard loud footsteps coming from upstairs. So I went to check on the girls. Both were fast asleep in their beds, and no one was up there. As I was headed back to the stairs, I suddenly heard a loud banging at the door. Like very loud and intense, like they were trying to break the door down. I know it wasn't the girls' parents, as they had keys, and even if they didn't, they would never knock it like that. visitor was not likely. The banging kept going, and I'm honestly surprised it never woke the girls. I went for a good 5 minutes and stopped. Once it stopped, I went back to the living room to find the TV was working right again, so I sat down and watched, trying to get my mind off what happened. 30 minutes later, the banging started again and lasted for 5 minutes. It was beyond freaked out. I was beyond freaked out at that time. So I just sat, waiting through it. I also continued to hear the footsteps upstairs, but again, no one was there. By the time the parents got home, I was completely freaked. I told them the banging and asked if they knew who it would have been. I had no clue, but ended up tipping me for the trouble. I got put there as fast as possible. But we released a bad spare from the board. From what I know, they never had any problems after, and never did I. So I really confused what happened that night. Holy macaronis, you guys. That's something I would never ever play with. Like ever. Okay, you guys, it's really late at night and I'm reading these stories and I'm really freaking myself out. And on Reddit, they are saying that they have videos and I'm so scared. So I'm gonna read this one for you, okay? My house is haunted. Backstory. I live in a flat which since me and my parents moved there when I was 5, it always seemed to be haunted. Now to the story. So when I was 8 years old, we decorated the Christmas tree like usual. We're a Christian family, and it's just my tradition. When we were done decorating, my mother had to go quickly to work because she works at a lab and there was an emergency or something. My dad doesn't live with us, so he wasn't there yet. We're not divorced. We just can't afford a bigger house. Me and my brother, who's 1 year older than me, were home alone. I played next to the tree on the ground. But then, like 1 minute later, it seemed like the tree is moving, like perhaps if there would be some strong wings. And then my brother yells, "Hey, that's strange. White flying things heading our way." Then I saw the ghost orbit. It was gigantic, at least 0.6 feet in diameter. This happened to me all day, so I got normal. One day I woke up. At the left of me there was usually a big wooden plank preventing me from falling off the bed. But today was different. There was a giant floating face looking at me through the wooden plank, like it was never there. When I was 9, I once took my granny old Nokia's phone. Oh, I thought he was naming the granny. And randomly freaked me out. A giant man, which wasn't there when I couldn't see, but the camera could, looking down on her. One day later, she got hospitalized. She's fine now. So I'm always seeing big people while studying, reflecting in my window. But today was something new. My cat is always looking scared in the corner of my house and gets scared. Once he even shiitake mushrooms himself. because he was so scared to stand up. I was laying on my bed watching Nuke's Top 5, and then my alarm went off. Someone was in my garden, but I couldn't see anyone, even with an extreme Chinese flashlight. I ran onto the kitchen, where the garden door is located, and I'm thinking they're saying heard steps in my garden, but there's no one here. I get armed with an axe because I'm paranoid. I went into the living room where my cat was staring at the one cursed corner. I was trying to pick him up, which he usually likes, but now he was staring at me like I was a stranger and ended up attacking me. I ran scared to my room, locking my cat out. He's not very strong, but today, like everything else, that's not the case. He was ramming himself at the door, even denting the door until I unlocked the door to let my cat in. My mother then came home and asked me why there's a paper on the ground everywhere, which I didn't put there. It's now 5 a.m. writing this, and I can't sleep because of all the invisible footsteps from my garden. Sorry for the long text, but I wanted to tell you guys. Oh my gosh. I am not going to sleep tonight. I already know that. This is really like, I hate being scared. I hope that you guys enjoyed these videos, and I hope that it creeps you out just as much as it creeps me out. I wouldn't do this for anyone else but you guys. I just want to remind you guys that you are near and dear to my heart, and each and every one of you is very special to me. So, every day is a good day to have a good day. And I want you to wake up, and I want you to get up, and I want you to go and live your best life. Do not let anything stand in the way of your dreams, of your happiness. Do not let anyone minimize who you are and what you wish to do. If it is important to you, then it is important